Okay, so the next project is to replace our refrigerator, and I think this is the original Norcold refrigerator, and the doors don't open and close very well, the seals don't seal very well, and it's a two-way 12 volt and 120 volt, and we really want to have a liquid propane fridge for when we don't have a plug-in, so we can go boondock more. So time to replace this. We got a new Norcold 7LX model, which is supposed to fit right into the same size hole without any serious modification. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm probably going to make a couple of videos on this because I think we'll start out with removing the old fridge and then probably do a video around how we prep the cubicle area here and insulate things and run the gas line, because as far as I know there's no gas to this one. And then we'll probably do another video of the actual install of the new fridge. So starting out with the removal, I haven't been able to find very much good information online about how to do the removal, but just looking at this I can see there are a couple of screw holes and they have kind of plastic plugs over them. I pulled this one out up here and there was a screw behind it, and so I think that those will be good starting points. There's a couple on this side also, and I don't see any way to get to them without taking the doors off, and so I'll take the doors off and do that. And then there's a cover here at the bottom, and I see just one screw holding that on, it looks like, and I think this piece will come off. I'm going to check under there, and I'll probably also check inside this cabinet, see if there's anything that seems to be holding it on the bottom. If I'm lucky, it'll just be the 4 screws. If I'm not, we'll see what else I find. So working through taking out these screws, an important point, which I thought of after I recorded that last bit, is to unplug it. So there's a DC connection at the front here, and there was an AC plug at the back that I could access through the access panel. And so unplugged both of those, so now there's no DC or AC coming to it, so it'll be safer to work on and tear apart. So took out the couple of screws on this side, and it doesn't seem very loose. So I'm working on getting to these screws here, but the doors were in the way. So I'm using a little 90-degree Phillips screwdriver to get in and take out these screws. Of course, like most things on this, some of them are rusted, so I've sprayed a little liquid wrench, WD-40, on there to loosen that up. So still working on getting to the screws, but making progress. So we have the screws out, and I found that there were these 4 screws covered by little plastic plugs, but also some of the screws on the latch on this side and the hinges on this side were longer screws that went into the wood. And so we took all of the latch pieces and all of the hinge pieces off, took some prying and some WD-40 and things like that, and then we started trying to pull the refrigerator out, and it was really tight, really stuck, wouldn't really even budge. And so after a little working and trying to figure out what it would take, we found that getting in here and starting to pry this out with sort of the screwdriver or pry bar, and are just working our way around, inching it out a little bit at a time, until we can get to the point where we can take the whole thing out. So we've been prying it out, and it's been really tight, and what I found is there's these marks on the side here. There's a metal bracket inside that this screw on the front screwed into to hold the refrigerator in. And we have this at the bottom and the other side because there were 4 screws. And I can't pry it enough to get this out. And I saw some notes on the forums about sawzalling the bracket off. So that's what we're doing now, is cutting off the brackets. I've cut off these 2, and now I'm working on the other side. And this seems to be working pretty well. So I think this is going to be the ticket. All right, so Sawing off the brackets did the trick. As soon as I sawed off the brackets, it just slid right out. So that's definitely the thing to do. And actually it would have been easier and I would have had less damage here from having to curve the Sawzall blade if I had not pried the refrigerator out quite so far. And so really just prying it out maybe 3 inches or so, and then taking the trim off of the front so you can get a nice straight shot at these brackets, and then the whole thing would have just slid right out. So lessons learned there. I'll take these brackets off. The new fridge actually mounts from the back, and so there isn't any mounting in the front that I need to do, so there'll be a little bit of cleanup around this. And of course we've got some work to do to insulate this and get ready for the new fridge. But fridge removal, all done.